The Karakoram range stretched out before Altan, its jagged peaks piercing the sky, shrouded in mist. His journey through these unforgiving lands had been arduous, each step fraught with danger. As a black-haired swordsman, Altan had faced many challenges, but his current quest weighed heavily on his heart.
This quest, it feels different, more personal, more urgent.
He was searching for Leah, the princess of a fallen kingdom, a woman whose image haunted his dreams yet remained elusive in reality.
Leah, where could you be?
Altan's journey had taken him from one settlement to another, each with its own tales of woe and hardship.
Every place I visit, the stories are the same, sorrow and loss.
He had asked countless people about the princess, but their responses had been the same: a shake of the head, a look of pity, or a vague direction to another place.
Can anyone help me? Does anyone know where she is?
The only description he had of Leah was from a crumpled portrait, a woman with long flowing hair and eyes that spoke of sorrow and strength. Beyond that, she was a mystery. As the sun began to set on yet another day of fruitless searching, Altan spotted a small settlement nestled in the foothills. The sight of it brought a glimmer of hope. Perhaps here he would find some clue to Leah's whereabouts, or at the very least, earn enough coin to continue his search.
Maybe, just maybe, this place will have some answers.
His horse, equally weary, trotted steadily toward the settlement. The settlement was modest but bustling with activity. Wooden houses with thatched roofs lined the main road, and the scent of cooking food wafted through the air. Children played in the streets, and vendors shouted about their wares. Despite the apparent normalcy, a subtle undercurrent of tension permeated the atmosphere.
Something feels off here, but I have to keep going.
Altan dismounted and led his horse to a small inn near the center of the settlement. The inn, with its wooden sign swaying gently in the breeze, seemed welcoming enough. He tied his horse to a post and pushed open the door. The warm glow of lanterns and the hum of conversation greeted him. Inside, the inn was modest but cozy. Wooden tables and chairs filled the room, and a fire crackled in the hearth. The innkeeper, a stout man with a greying beard and kind eyes, looked up from behind the counter as Altan entered.
I need food and supplies, but I'm short on coin. It's 2. Welcome, traveler. What brings you to our humble settlement?
The innkeeper studied Altan for a moment, noting the weariness in his eyes and the dust on his clothes.
A common tale these days, but there might be a way for you to earn some coin. Our village elder could use the help of someone with your skills.
Altan's interest was piqued.
Where can I find him?
Follow the main road until you see the largest house at the end. That's where you'll find the elder.
With a nod of thanks, Altan left the inn and made his way down the main road. As he walked, he couldn't help but notice the anxious glances of the villagers and the way their conversations hushed as he passed. It was clear that something was troubling them deeply. At the end of the road stood the elder's house, larger and more ornate than the others. The door was ajar, and Altan could see the flicker of candlelight from within. He knocked gently on the doorframe and waited. Altan entered and found himself in a spacious room lined with shelves of books and artifacts. At the center sat the village elder, an old man with a long white beard and a turban. His eyes, though tired, sparkled with wisdom and kindness. S3, come in.
Welcome, traveler. I am Haroon, the elder of this village. I hear you are in need of work.
Haroon leaned forward, his expression grave. S1, I am.
Our village is in great peril. A pichal peri haunts us, a ghostly witch with backward-facing feet and a heart full of malice. She comes at night, her laughter chilling us to the bone. Many of our young men have vanished, and we fear she is to blame.
Altan listened intently, his expression unreadable.
What do you offer in return for dealing with this pichal peri?
We can offer you food, supplies, and whatever coin we have collected among ourselves. We are not wealthy, but we will give you what we can.
I will take care of your problem. Tonight I will face the pichal peri, narrator. Altan nodded slowly.
The sun had set and the village was cloaked in darkness. He returned to the inn to prepare for the night ahead, knowing that his battle with the pichal peri would be just one more step in his long and arduous journey. As he prepared his weapons and armor, he thought of Leah, the princess he had vowed to find. Her image flickered in his mind, a beacon of hope in his otherwise bleak existence. He knew that his journey would be long and fraught with danger, but he was determined to see it through. For now, however, he had a village to save and a monster to vanquish. The night was dark and silent as Altan made his way to the edge of the village, where the sightings of the pichal peri had been most frequent. The air was cold, and a sense of foreboding hung heavily over the land. Altan's hand rested on the hilt of his sword, ready for whatever might come. As the hours passed and the moon rose high in the sky, the eerie laughter of the pichal peri echoed through the night. Altan's grip tightened on his sword, and he steeled himself for the battle ahead. He had faced many monsters in his time, but none as elusive and terrifying as the pichal peri. With a deep breath, Altan stepped into the darkness, ready to confront the ghostly witch and bring peace to the troubled village.